Hi everybody, Draw Ninja Casey here, and by popular demand, I'm going to show everybody how I do my glass anime art, or should I say anime glass art. Either way, it's glass art. Let's go! Before we move on, watch till the end, because at the end I will be giving away these Blick Studio markers. Now, if you don't know what these are the markers I use for all of my drawings on the channel. So I will be giving one lucky subscriber this 24 pack of Blick Studio markers, and you'll have to watch till the end to find out if it's you. All right. Hi everybody, welcome to my first official anime glass art tutorial. Now, I know you guys have been asking me a lot of questions about what material I use and what my process is. And to be honest with you, I went through a few different materials and a few different processes in order to get this to an exact science. And I didn't want to give you guys information until I was sure about the process and the materials that I settled on. That's why it took me so long to make this tutorial video, because I was just testing all the processes. So although you're seeing different things in the videos while I'm doing anime glass art, there are different processes mixed up and jumbled up together to make the one anime glass art. But so now I just nailed down a really precise process that if you do this with the same materials, your art will come out epic, all right, on the glass. So now that I've got that all together, let's start with the material that I use, and then we'll gradually go on to the process and the finished artwork. How about that? Okay, let's go. Okay, so the first thing you have to get is this, which is a glass out of a picture frame. And I just ran down to the 99-cent store and I bought this just to actually just get the glass. You take the glass out of the picture frame, and actually that's what you'll be working on. You'll be putting it back in the picture frame later, but your main focus is getting that glass. That's the glass we'll be working on. So we'll put this over here. And so now the next thing that we'll need are these fine tip brushes. Now the fine tip brushes are very important because that's of course for all your fine detail. And with anime art, you'll need all those fine detail. For me, the sizes that I use are the really fine tip size. Like this one is 20/0, and this one I believe is 4. Now the 4 is for the broader areas. I mean, you can use a 2 or a 3 as well, but I choose to use a 4 for the broad areas. Now the paint, which is the most important thing and the most asked about, is they're called Testor Paints. They're usually hobbyists use them to paint model planes and model cars. They're about $3 each, and they're enamel based. These are the perfect paints for this because they're thin and opaque at the same time. So you won't need to use many layers of this, maybe 2 layers for each part of the drawing that you're doing on the glass. Also, it's very important to buy the thinner for this so that you can just dip your brush in the thinner. And the thinner comes in the small glasses just as these do as well. So it's easy to just use the paint and then wash it off in the thinner and then use it on another color. For my line work, I always use uniPosca black paint markers. 0.7 nib is actually a good size. Now another great find is actually that the Testor's enamel paints come in markers, which is awesome because for those who have control problems with the brushes, you can use the markers instead and just kind of dab on there. But you do have to make sure that you're using it for wide areas because the nib, as you see here, is very broad. So you can't really use this for fine details, but for wide areas, it's great. Now for a quick review, we have the glass from the picture frame, the fine tipped brushes, the Testor's enamel paints, which are also in marker form. Also, we have the uniPosca pen for the fine lines. So there we have it. Okay. The links and the information to purchase all of these cool products are below in the information section of this video, so use them. Now, step one obviously is to find a subject, and my favorite One Punch Man character is Genos, or Genos, depending on how you want to say his name. So we're going to pick Genos, download a picture, and we're going to take that, port that into Photoshop or whatever image altering program you have. And then what I do is I size it down to the size of the frame or the size of the glass, which is, in this case, I think it's 5x7. So we'll size it down as 5x7. We'll flip it and then print it out. Very important to flip the image, because then this way you get the flipped print out, and when you turn it on the other side of the finished product, you actually have the right side. Now we take that flipped image and then we'll work with that, taping the glass to that flipped image, and that's what we're going to work from. Okay, so we tape the glass to the flipped image so it doesn't move. Very important, so it doesn't move, because putting it back into place is very difficult. After that, we go in with our uniPosca pen marker or uniPosca paint marker and start the line work. Very important to just keep the lines consistent, just like they are on the picture, and not to press too hard on the glass, just lightly enough so that the paint in the marker flows very well. If you press too hard, you'll see the glass through the paint coming out of the marker. The next step after that is to remove the glass from the printout and put it against a white surface, whether it be just a copy paper or just a white desk, whatever have you, and start cleaning up the lines where you may have made mistakes. And for that, an X-Acto knife works perfectly. I will also leave a link in the description below where to get one of those. Now, the next step is to start the filling in of the colors. Now, it is very important that you start filling in the darker colors first. If there is a highlight, like there is a white area in the picture that you're doing, then fill that in first, and then fill in the dark areas first. So if there's whites of his eyes, then fill in the whites. If there's a white highlight on his face, fill that in first with the whites, and then go from dark to light. So it fills in the blacks, and like right here, I'm filling in the shadows in his hair, the shadows and highlights in his hair, because they're dark brown. And after filling in the darker colors, it's okay to just kind of mix and match, because you don't have to be that careful anymore once you fill in the dark colors. Because even if you fill in the colors over each other, like right here, you see some of the light brown going over some of the dark brown. The light brown is not going to show through the dark brown, because the dark brown is so brown, and that's one of the reasons why you put down your dark colors first, because when you start using other lighter colors over it, then you can't see it when you flip the picture. Now also, as you can see, as I'll demonstrate with his eyes right here, I'm not using hard strokes when I'm using the paintbrush. I'm mostly just dabbing it. And that's because with the dab, I put down a nice big clump of paint so that I don't have to keep going over layers and layers for opacity. And also, the dab doesn't interfere with the line work, because the line work is very fragile. So you don't want to be using heavy strokes of the paint, because then it'll dissolve the line work. And as I said before, each step of the way you will have to like clean up the lines, make the lines sharp with the X-Acto Blade. And then, you continue with your application of the colors. After doing a lot of the detail on the face, it's always good to just save the coloring of the flesh part of the face for last, because it's easy and you really have already done all the detail and the highlights on the face, so this kind of makes it much easier. to finish the drawing. And of course, once you're finished with all of that, it looks like a big clump of mess until you turn it over and see that you've done or created a masterpiece. Now it's time to put your masterpiece back in the frame. So you open up the frame, good side forward, bad side backwards. And there you have it, your anime glass art in a picture frame. Actually, I just thought this was a really crappy picture frame, but now that it's in the picture frame, now that the artwork is in the picture frame, it just makes the picture frame look 10 times better. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Hope you guys were able to learn a lot from that video, and honestly, you can make some extra cash on the side doing glass art or anime glass art. So follow the instructions and you'd be able to actually make some good money on the side. I do a lot of commissions for the anime glass art. So, and I haven't forgotten about this giveaway here, but before I do this giveaway, I'd like to say a loving shout out to my friend Poppy. Hey Poppy, what's up? And without further ado, I have the name for the giveaway here. The name is Gerardo Perez. Gerardo Perez. So if you are a subscriber, Gerardo Perez, this pack of Blick Studio markers is yours. Okay, so there that is. So Gerardo, hit me up on my Instagram, which is DrawNinjaCasey, and send me your address so I can send you these markers, okay? Other than that, if this is your first time watching me or watching these videos, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that I am able to continue bringing you these awesome ways of making money with your art, okay? Until next time, this is DrawNinjaCasey saying I'll see you next time. Mwah!